Hello everyone, this is Pokemaster Sets here, and today we are going to be having a look at Black Bolt. We're going to be going through every single one of the illustration rares in this set and ranking them to see which ones are the best and which ones aren't. Now this list is entirely my own opinion, so if you have any comments, if you've got a personal favourite that I don't put high on this list, please let me know in the comments. Please like, please subscribe, and it'd be really nice to join in with a few conversations on this after the video. So this set has a total of 69 illustration rares, and we're going to go through these piece by piece, starting off with our first illustration rare, Snivy. Normally I'm not a fan of the more comic looking cards, however this Snivy is really nice, really detailed, so I'm gonna start soft and I'm gonna throw this one in at a level B. So next we've got Servine, which I'm a much bigger fan of. I love the more realistic looking cards, so instantly gonna throw this in the A slot. Similarly, next we've got Pansage, which is coming in at one of the more realistic looking cards. I was always a big fan of using Pansage in the games, so I'm also going to put him in the A slot too. Simisage, on the other hand, I'm not a big fan of this artwork, so I'm going to throw that down at a level C. I just don't really see the hype behind it, honestly. Now, Petalil, on the other hand, I really like the detail in this artwork, so I think I'm going to definitely throw this one into an A. Lilligant, I could kind of give or take this artwork, so I'm going to throw that one down to a B. Now, Maractus is a bit of a different one. It's not my favourite Maractus artwork. I do prefer the one in Journey Together, so this one I'm going to put down to a C. And Carablast, again, never really been a big fan of this Pokemon, but I do really like the colours in this, so I'm going to keep that as a C, I think, as well. That then leaves us next with Foongus and Amoonguss. I've got the Foongus, and I really like this card art, but again, it's nothing overly special for me. So I'm going to put this at a C, whereas the Amoonguss I'm just really not a fan of, so it's going to be our first D of the video. Now this Darumaka, on the other hand, is so cute being in that egg form. Really like this one. I'm going to put this up to a B, but that Darmanitan, that absolutely stunning artwork, deserves to be the first Pokemon to put in S tier for me. If I could get this one, I would be really, really happy. Still a long way to go with the amount of IRs there are in this set. So Larvesta and Volcarona are the next evolution line we've got. Larvesta is absolutely stunning, as is Volcarona. That Volcarona looks incredible, so I think Larvesta A, Volcarona S. Then going back to the monkeys, we've got Pampor and Simipour. Now the Pampor I really do like, so I'm going to throw that in, I think, at a B. It's nothing overly special, but it's not one of the worst ones. I do prefer the Simipour artwork, but again, nothing overly special, so I think I'm going to keep that at a B. And next, we've got that Tympole, Palpitoad, Seismitoad set of artwork. Now, again, as I've already said today, I'm a much bigger fan of the more realistic artwork, so this Tympole straight away going in at an A. The Palpitoad, I think I'm going to put down to a B. And the Seismitoad, again, not really my kind of thing, putting that down to a C. Which so far has been your favourite? Make sure you let me know in the comments below. So that then brings us to Tortuga and Caracosta. The Tortuga and the Caracosta artwork are both really, really good. I think the Caracosta one is a bit more detailed and a bit better, so I'm thinking Tortuga's going to go into C and Caracosta's going to go into B. Got to start being a little bit more strict with some of these. Next, we've got Alomomola, Cubchoo and Beartic. Now, Alomamola's never been a Pokemon that I particularly liked. Honestly, it should have been an evolution from Love Disc in my opinion, so that's going to go down to D rank. Cubchoo, as I've already said, I'm not a fan of that style of artwork, so that's going to go down to D rank as well. And Beartic's a little bit better, so I suppose I'll bring that one up to C rank. So, out of Cryogonal and Emolga, I think Cryogonal is a lot more detailed. I'm going to throw that in at maybe an A rank because I really like the icy background on this. Emolga, again, I think I'm just going to put down to a C rank. It's nothing special for me. And then going into the next set that I was going to go through, Tynamo, Electric and Electros, none of these artworks really do anything for me. So I'm going to put all three of these down at C rank. They're not particularly bad, but they're also not my favourites. So next we've got Muna and Mushana. The Muna's okay. I think I'd put that probably at a C rank, whereas the Mushana I really quite like, and I managed to pull this card luckily. So I'm going to put this one at an A rank. Next we've got the Solosis and the Duosion. Solosis, again, really don't like that style of art, so I'm going to put that down to a D rank. And the Duosion, honestly, the fact it looks hand-painted for me, I think looks so good. So that is going up to S rank for me. Next, we've got Elgium. I don't really mind this one too much. Going to throw it at B. And Behem, which I think does look a bit better, to be honest. So I'm going to throw that in at A. We've got Golett and Golurk. I just feel like with these Pokemon in particular, they could have done something a lot better. So I'm going to put these two down to C. And this Drillbur, I've said it so many times today, I'm not a big fan of this art style. So Drillbur is going to go down to D. So out of Timber, Girder and Conkeldurr, I think they do kind of go up in that level. You've got Timber that's a bit more comical that I'd probably put in a C rank. You've got Girder that is a lot more anime style and I'd probably put in a B rank. And that Conkeldurr, I love the use of colour in that. So I'd probably put that in an A rank. Then we go to Throw, which I really like as a Pokemon. I love the fact that it's got loads of grass around it. Probably put this more at a B rank rather than putting it any higher. Then we've got Dwebble and Crustle. Now, Dwebble, I do like Dwebble. Love the fact that I can see its reflection in the little bottle, which I think is a really nice added thing. And I'm not a fan of the comic-y art styles, but I'm still going to put this in at a C. And the Crustle, the thing I really like about this is the use of the Dwebble on top. I think that shows it really nice attention to detail. So I'm going to throw this in at a B. Then we've got the amazing detail in this Landorus. I mean, I know that the other two are used as promos, but Landorus in here is so detailed, which is really nice. Another S rank for me for sure. And oh my god, we've still got 24 illustration rares to go, even through going through all the ones we've done so far. So next we've got the Venipede line of Venipede, Whirlipede, Scolipede. I managed to pull the Venipede, which is really good. I think I'm going to put that at a B. The Whirlipede, I'll put in as an A because I really like the detail on it. And the Scolipede, definite S rank without a doubt. Now, people that are a fan of the more comic-y cards will be quite happy, I think, with my next set, because we've got the Sandile line. And this is probably my favourite line in this whole set, and it's one that even if I don't pull it in a pack, I would actually pay to have these. The Sandile, seeing its legs underneath, definitely put at a B. The Crook Croc, with all of the realism I see in that, I definitely put as an A. But this Crocodile looks so good that despite it being more of a comic-y looking card, that would make an S rank for me. Now, the Escavalier is a really nice looking card. I'd put that at an A rank. Then we've got the Clink, Clang and Klinklang. Now, the Clink, I think I'm going to put at a B. The Clang, I think I'm also going to put as a B, but the Klinklang, I hate that style of artwork. I really do. The Play-Doh look to it, that's going to be a D for me. So next we've got the Pawniard and the Bisharp. The Pawniard looks okay. I'd probably put that as a C. And the Bisharp, I do like the fact that they've got all of the Pawniard around watching. The only thing that might have made this a little bit better, I understand why they didn't, would be if there was maybe a King Gambit in the background, because I really love King Gambit. So I'm going to put this at an A. Next, Cobalion. again, I feel like they could have done a bit more to this, but it does add the essence of Cobalion. So I am going to put this at an A before we get to the Axew line of Axew, Fracture and Haxorus. Axew for me is a definite B. And Fracture, I think I'm also going to put as a B simply because it's not my favourite Fracture artwork. That goes to the one from Shrouded Fable. Haxorus, on the other hand, though, that is an instant S rank for me. I'm sure you can tell by now the style I go for that I really like. And that brings us to our final 8. So next we've got the Pidove line, where in my opinion the Pidove is probably a B. The Tranquil, probably a B as well. The Unpheasant is probably an A because I do quite like the detail there. Ordino, instantly don't like it, the knitted artwork, so I'm going to put that as a D. Minccino, again, really not a fan. I'm going to put that as a D as well. Cinccino, again, I'm not the biggest fan of some of these M1s. That can go for a C. The Rufflet, again, I'll put as a C. It's a bit too animated for me. And that Braviary, I really love this Pokemon. That for me is going to go up to an S tier. So that is my ranking of all of the illustration rares in the Black Bolt set. Let me know your thoughts. If you think anything different, if you disagree or agree, let me know in the comments. And please subscribe and let me know what you'd like to see in future videos. Thank you very much for listening.